Alrighty, welcome back everybody. We are here for the third and deciding map of the opening series to the ESEA LAN. We have High's Flow versus Leviathan Gaming on a map that a lot of you probably have never ever seen before in your lives. This is CP Process B6, and why don't you tell these people a little bit about this map, Sigma?
This map actually, I'm actually kind of honored to do the intro to it, because it started as a twinkle in my eye about 4 seasons ago when I theorized how you could make the most fun push map, and I figured, well, you take all the push maps that are good, which was, Badlands and Granary, obviously. You take the best parts out of them, so Badlands Spire is awesome, and that's what Process 2 is inspired by. The mid was inspired by Granary mid, even though it ends up playing way differently because of how big it is, and I always had a certain liking to well last, so that's where the theme of that is inspired by. Of course, I'm an awful mapper, so I never actually made this map, but Scorpio Uprising, all-star North American mapper, author of Metalworks and Stand-In, and those are the big ones at least, managed to put it together and make this beauty of a map, so it ends up playing a lot different than the maps it's inspired by, but it ends up being a pretty cool map nonetheless. The middle, very wide open, as I was mentioning before the stream came back up. It's there's a ramp you surf in on Demo Man, and if you can surf it, you can take the health pack and then sticky the other health pack away from the enemy Demo Man. Or if you can't, you might just end up with low health demos denying each other the health and then waiting for the combo to come in and get a push around. Now, is the TV actually up yet? Because I tried to
we were given info
dead.
when it did not work. We currently do not have STV info. A lot of people are asking me right now. Sorry guys, we're waiting on it ourselves.
Yeah, I was
having some issues here.
I was looking at the schedule page and actually was like, oh crap, we have to go live because the first match, or the last map just went live, but the schedule page still says that Warm Front is in the first half, and it's giving me the TV for that, so I don't know what's going on, but we will get into Process shortly here.
Apparently Process is live. We do not have a functional STV for it at the moment. I'm looking in the server info right now. There are people with active frags. Hopefully it's just DM. It looks like it might actually be the same STV as last time. Let me try that real quickly. And no.
Interesting. Are they 12 in? I'm looking for game info.
They are 12 in, and I'm checking every STV that I've ever been given today, and none of them are functional, so I'm a little worried at the moment, but it looks like it isn't live. It actually looks like it is just warm-up here, as the people have only been connected for like 2-3 minutes. So ideally we're not live yet, and we can still get the STV info off of somebody.
Yeah, I have the schedule page refreshing. I assume it'll be the same TV, but maybe they haven't connected the relay yet or something, so we're just waiting for that. I'm sure they're not going to start until we actually get our viewership up and running.
Yeah, it would be quite disastrous to start without that. I'm going to take the suggestion of DrShdwPuppet, our lovely producer for today. He's handling a lot of the backstage stuff. Big shoutouts to him, and also Duder doing the camera work, the stream, putting up with a lot of issues that we never expected to have today. The TF2 update has changed the lay of the land for us streamers, however. Big shoutouts to Duder and DrShdwPuppet, and everyone else who's behind the scenes helping right now for eXtelevision. Hopefully we can get an STV going for this, however, so we can actually cast this third map. And I tried to join off a client, but the client doesn't even list an active match for anybody, so that's not going to work either.
Alright, well, we can sit here and twiddle our thumbs. It's not like we haven't done enough pre-game discussion yet today, so
I love pre-game discussions so much, just so many interesting things. Do you have anything else you can say about CP Process? That would be a lovely time waste.
Well, I mean, it's so far back in the season now, I can't even remember the invite games I watched on it, so I can't comment too much on the strategies we're going to see from any particular team beyond the fact that we just know Flow's going to be jumping soldiers and LG's going to be looking to slow it down a little bit more, is that Crits is insanely good on this map on every single point. The layout of it makes it very good for a crit to come in, because it's very difficult to spam the choke between 2 and 3 against a crit demo man because of the low ground area in front of it. And pushing the last point is almost trivial with crits because you have, what, 5 doors to pick your approach from, and then you peek your demo man's little head in, shoot 1 crit sticky there, but it has to uber for that because the threat of it getting anywhere within 5 miles of him and detonating, causing an instant kill, is just too big. And then you back up, you wait for your crits to rebuild, being 8 seconds faster on getting the charge than the normal medigun, and then you crit in against a non-ubered team. It would definitely come into play. I would not be too surprised to see Shade critting Banny, or even Flo going for crits, although they typically err more towards the sides of Uber, but we haven't seen any crit plays yet. Pierre switched to it once on Badlands, but just kind of a last ditch, like, I know I'm going to lose this round, but maybe if this push lasts long enough I can get this instead of Uber and make something happen kind of play. But yeah, the pace has just been so fast that we haven't seen that used much, but we could definitely see it used here. Other than that, it's kind of a difficult map to push on because the same kind of feature that makes it easy to push in with crits onto 2 makes it more difficult to push in with Uber because the defending team can just keep their combo up on the point. Inspired by Badlands Spire, it's much easier to walk up there with your medic, so it's easy to hold up from there and get just a ton of spam landing down onto the ground. The pipes roll forward down the slope, so it makes it hard to move forward against rollers even.
And right now on the stream we are actually loading up CP Process B6 so that we can take a look at it.
Awesome, I'll try to sync up what I'm saying with the stream, although there's a bit of a delay, so it will be interesting. There, I can see we're at last clicking around between the points on the stream right now, so that's the visual we're looking for.
We do have word that the match is officially live, and we officially do not have STV for this, which I think is actually a first in ESEA history. Usually the failures of casting this LAN do not come in such a way that we entirely lose a map. We're working on it right now. Apparently the relay has just gone up. I'll try and get that info quickly.
Yeah, from radio mode casting, I do have a parser running on the server to see who's fragging what, and it looks like Flo won the first mid because all I see on there is Flo, assuming we are running the first mid right now. I'm just trying to connect to the old source TV because I don't have any other info, but it's not working yet. So hopefully we get this resolved soon enough and we get to see the action here, but nothing so far, so a little bit.
I have a functional STV. I will paste that into the Twitch TV chat. I'm getting it to our streamer as well.
Awesome.
It is indeed taking me to process B6, so I will be the first loader, and we will get the stream back up as soon as we possibly can. In the meantime, you can enjoy my radio cast as we have to do this for a second map in a row. Unfortunately, a lot more errors than usual, and perhaps another one.
Is the TV to an empty server or something? I'm still sending client. Oh, no, I'm in the TV now. And Flo won the first round, so radio mode prediction was correct. Flo takes the first game. Actually, that round went for a while with Pure and Shade up to 22 and 18 points respectively. Now we're rolling out to the second mid here, and getting my spectator mode in action. Now, not too much damage exchange from the demos. We have Banny pushing around the far left side. Dave AC with a big double jump. Tries to take a rocket on Pure but doesn't hit. Now he's just going to play the doors.
Harblu is gunboating. He's jumping around all over Banny right now. Banny is actually forced out of the point, but Dave AC with a nice pick onto Wonderwall, and Sizer cleans up Harblu. It's 3 versus 4 here. The health is bad on Leviathan Gaming, but Flo are pushed out to their choke. Ruin, Shrugger, and Pure grouping up in yard here. There are 4 players on the cat for Leviathan right now. Tyrone is down and waiting to respawn, and Clockwork is not there in the fight right now. LG are pushing into second through choke right now. Both teams do have their Uber. Flo would like to force this at choke so that when they pop, they can have an advantaged fight here. Their soldiers now coming out of process here. Looks like Flo want to make a little bit of aggression into this flank area, often called the warehouse. They do take down Dave AC there, and there are both scouts for Leviathan are actually watching the flank. We see Flo trying to push in. The Ubers pop super early from Flo, and the counter comes from LG equally early. Not much going to be accomplished here. LG are trying to lock Flo into this corridor. Uber comes out, some rockets exchange, Clockwork pushes in, Hardblue takes down Clockwork, and Sizer goes down on the flank. There's 2 scouts down, and the cap has been started by Flo. Everyone on Leviathan is bunched up into the warehouse here. Tyrone comes out, they're focusing him down. Dave AC jumps onto the point, hits a nice rocket on the soup, but he is taking a ton of damage as Dave AC goes down, and Flo will take the cap back.
Wow, that was amazingly well played by Flo. I thought Hardblue was actually getting himself caught by staying in after that Uber against the Demo and Soldier, but he managed to kill Clockwork doing that and open up the opportunity for his flank to push around. So now Flo rolling it back, taking the 4, and actually Benny dropping down to the low ground. Looks like he's going to commit. If he dies here, that's going to be disastrous for them on last, and
he does go down
as the cap goes down, so it's going to be Uber coming into last. They have Sizer on heavy, but
Clockwork is good right now as well, and Shade goes down. Ruin with a huge play into last. He gets taken out by the heavy. It's just going to be the heavy classes of Leviathan, but both scouts are down for Flo. Flo do push into last. Uber going to Hardblue and Soup here. They combine for 2 kills onto Tyrone and Sizer. Scout trying to get near the point, gets bounced off of it. Dave AC makes a nice pick onto Wonderwall in the rear, but Flo take the second round 2-0, and this is kind of what we expected. This is Flo's map. This is where they are most dominant.
Yeah, LG did show to their credit some power taking that mid there, but no luck on that push onto 2. They lost Dave, they got caught in a fight, and then they did not win that fight. So now we roll out to the next mid. We have Flo. Here come the soldiers now, bombing, getting big rockets in with Ruin right there as the follow-up onto Tyrone. Hardly goes down in turn though, so pretty even, and Soup's down, but
Shade goes down to Ruin. Huge play from Ruin, takes down Sizer. Shade assists onto Banny, but Clockwork makes a nice flank play, takes down Pure. Wonderwall down as well. It's 2v2. Dave AC has height advantage and a ton of health right now compared to Shrugger and Hardblue. Hardblue gets up to full health. I think he's going to come into this fight with Shrugger once they get healed up. There's only 2 on the point. The other scout for Leviathan is a ways away. He's meeting up with the medic right now. Flo actually not going to contest this. They're just going to sit in a yard and build Uber here as Leviathan trickle into the middle point to regroup.
Yeah, Hardblue was actually just an early spawn there in death, so he wasn't quite in position to get back into that point, but now we have LG in the same situation they find themselves in last round. Pretty even Ubers, and time to make their approach into 2. Last time they tried to shove flank with Dave and make something happen, but no dice on that, so they're just going to bash their way up to an Uber with this scout.
Flo is on crit screen actually
crits,
right now.
Flo. So they're gonna be the first one to make a move here, and LG completely unaware of it. Look at their position. They're all balled up at choke. That's where the crits is gonna come in.
They activated Shade goes down to the first sticky. The soldiers are getting aggressive in a choke here for Leviathan. Tyrone goes down. Dave AC trying to bomb. Soup will get taken out by the combined fire. Hardblue down as well, but Dave AC down. Clockwork comes in, tries to make a play. He does take down Pure, but Flo are very happy with the result of this fight. Everyone on Leviathan is down. Shrugger, Ruin, and Wonderwall stay alive. They get to push into middle and cap this. Shade will get the early spawn, but their spawns are still a few seconds away, so he doesn't get a start on that Uber. Banny and a soldier up. Actually, both soldiers up here for Leviathan. It looks like they want to retake this middle, knowing that Pure is not here. No heals on these Flo players. Leviathan getting very aggressive. Tyrone jumps up top onto the crates, but the Flo reinforcements are arriving. In fact, Ruin takes down Dave AC, and then Banny goes down as well. Huge play from Wonderwall. That pretty much guarantees that Leviathan's aggression will be stopped here. Sizer is trapped out a bit in Warehouse, but he will safely retreat to his combo. There are 2 down, no Demo Man alive for LG here. Flo pushing in aggressively through the choke right now. Soup is getting up top, but Pure goes down to a huge play from Clockwork in the flank there, just hiding. Nobody spots him. Tyrone will take down Wonderwall as well. Flo instantly stack the cap. They know that Bandy will spawn. They don't want him getting here. That's the point. Clockwork will go down as well. But that is an 80% Uber advantage here for Leviathan Gaming. Should enable them to repush. Looks like they actually want to retake this now before Pure even gets there.
Yeah, the no buffs for Flo, just Wonderwall who's coming from spawn getting buffed. Now Flo gets a chance to heal, but looks like
Medic, he gets in. Oh, he
gets Uber, pops
it. Shade surfed onto the health pack, didn't actually need to pop there, but he made the right play, had no clue he was going to get that health. There's actually a scout onto Banny right now. Banny on 26 health, he's in no man's land, he's taken out by Shrugger. Ruin goes down on last, trying to pressure the cap. There's 50% Uber up for Flo. Soldier getting aggressive here. DrShdwPuppet onto Shrugger. Shrugger's taken down. This is Sizer trying to get aggressive onto Soup now. Soup is putting up defensive stickies. There is a Soldier with Soup protecting him. Sizer is trying to get on the cap right now, start a little bit of cap time. Harbu comes in with a huge double rocket jump, just forces Sizer back. Flow do have the full Uber right now. Their heals are a little bad, but I think they're going to be content pushing an Uber versus no Uber. LG are trying to hold a little forward here. They want the quick pop. Flow often push to the top here, but they come through the side with their Uber. Uber's pop. Shade goes down instantly. Harblu getting the kill. Harblu also gets another kill on the Tyrone. There's a heavy coming out. That is Sizer. He takes so much initial damage. He's on 85 health. He does get Wonderwall down, and Shrugger is dead. But there is a medic up for Flow. If they regroup and get their heals, they will take this easily. Sizer goes down. Soldier and Scout jump the point. Clockwork with a nice kill on the Soup, and he is taken down as well. A combination of Harblu and Ruin doing a lot of work there to cap that point. Sigma, what has happened to make Flow have this 3-0 lead?
I'm not sure what's going on. Maybe they're just a lot more comfortable on Badlands and a lot more afraid on Process, but basically the deal is they're just having miscues. I mean, on that last push, out of last, they got the Uber forced. Banny jumped forward and then nobody at all was with him. Even Shade tried to back up and meet Tyrone or something like that, but Banny kind of getting shut down a little bit. That is a problem. Is this live second half? No, this is just DM. This is halftime. So
we are starting the second half now, though. We are about to go live here. Do a HUD reload scheme, make sure I actually get everyone right. Flow are up 3-0. They've looked dominant on the middles. Their double Soldier aggression is working out so well for them. LG found a counter for it on Badlands. They need to find it now on CP Process. A little bit different map. Banny's actually taking a slower route to mid than he normally takes. He's just walking up the right side here. Soup doing the same on the opposite side. Here come the Soldiers in for Flow. Huge bomb here from DrShdwPuppet just into the warehouse, though. Harblu is on top of everyone, and Wonderwall's bomb comes in. Both scouts are pushing forward. Tyrone goes down. Ruin and Pure taken down, though. DrShdwPuppet makes a huge flank play. Wonderwall does take down Shade and Banny as well. DrShdwPuppet down. It's 2 versus 1 here. Just Soup versus both scouts. It's Sizer down to 8 health, but Clockwork is full. The combined pistol work of the scouts will take him down, and that's a full wipe for Flow and a mid-win for Leviathan Gaming with 2 scouts alive.
Yeah, that's an important mid-win for them to start off the second half, but they have yet to be able to crack the 2 of Flow, and with even Ubers coming in and pretty much even spawns, they won't have any kind of momentum play to do here, so they just need to make some kind of straight-up push or force a play somehow, maybe a suicide to bait Flow into pushing and then re-push on that or something like that.
Creek for Flow. As we saw the last time we were in this situation, they do have the advantage. Last time they got a perfect sticky onto LG. You have to think that LG expect this, and based off of the positioning of their medic, they do. They have Shade all the way back into that warehouse area sitting on the health pack. There is a 100% crits up right now. Flow are slow getting in here. They have no information about where the team is. If they knew, they would just fire off a crits and try and force the Uber here, but they let them get Uber. It's going to be interesting to see how Flow plays this. They're going to want to crits and force the Uber, which they do. Now they need to get out alive. Pure is juggled into the air. That would take it down. Big play by Banny. Nice air pipe there. Finish Pure off. Flow trying to run back to last, just trying to keep anyone alive they can. There is a Soldier in, though. Tyrone takes down
captured.
Hard. Cannot Ruin and Wonderwall down. Is Shrugger up on last. The spawns are coming in 2 seconds. Can Soup even get out of spawn quickly enough to impact this last? Tyrone is in. Clockwork takes a ton of damage, tries to get to the point. Shrugger goes down. They are trying to get on this point. Soup with a huge pipe on a Clockwork. Banny just walks casually onto the point and takes it with all of Flow stuck in the resupply, though, and that will make it 3-1 Mihai's Flow as we are here in the second half.
So it's a nice play from LG there. They saw the crits tear into them in first half and then saw the exact same situation, say, well, it worked for them previously, so they're probably going to play the same, and picked really nice positioning against it, and then Shade with the nice reaction time, popping against that crits, allowing them to take that round just off the roll from that. Banny opening things up early with a pick onto Ruin on mid here.
It's and you see Flower instantly backing up. They know that damage is a strategy so much. Wonderwall also indeed gets taken down. You cannot do the double Soldier Bomb aggressive thing if you lose one of the 3 people who's pushing onto the point. And you see Banny's already in choke trying to get some spam here. Flow will have their Uber to defend second. Their spawns are still a few seconds out, though. Hardly is there. Ruin is back up. The cap is started. Clockwork and Tyrone getting aggressive on the Soup. No demo man here. Leviathan need to push this quickly, but Flo are trying to block with Uber. Nice air shot there, denies Hardblue the point, and the Uber is popped by Leviathan, and Flo are happy with that. They'll just walk back a bit, go to last, and hope the Soup can spawn before LG push.
Yeah, LG coming in hot on the left side though. Soup's still dead, and Tyrone going to jump forward. There's a heavy there. Banny
here goes down to Banny. A huge here from Clockwork, Banny, and Sizer. Davey and Tyrone coming in at the end to clean it up. Ruin, the last one alive on Heavy, cannot do anything against the 4 players for Leviathan Gaming, and that's a second round for Leviathan. Looks like they've rebounded pretty well here in the second half. What are they doing differently?
They're just killing. They're getting the frags early enough on mid. Banny's staying alive long. They're getting the kills, and then they're riding their momentum correctly onto 2. I mean, stopping them with that crits could have been the turning point in this match, as LG seems to have their confidence back, and they're playing more like they did on Badlands.
Here come the huge bombs from Leviathan up the side, but Hardblue is deep onto the medic. He's actually shooting at the scouts, gets taken down. They can't afford a death that early with their push across the point strat. Wonderwall down as well. Tyrone goes down, but Sizer kills Shrugger. There's a soldier on Pure in the choke right now. Davey with a huge pick onto Pure. Ruin goes down as well. That's a full wipe, and the only person down for Leviathan is Tyrone. Shade on very low life there, but they do win the fight. They do keep him alive. They have 90% right now. You have to expect that there's going to be a sniper for Ruin, maybe a heavy for Shrugger. Something here to take the advantage away from LG. Maybe even a sentry if they think they have time, but the cap is already taken by LG. No way they're going to have a sentry. In fact, they're just going with the sniper on Ruin. Got to get that camera on Ruin right now, see what he's doing. He's peeking on the medic. He's got a chance. Shade evades him, just drops down in the right position. The Uber is popped. They're focusing down Shrugger on Heavy here. He gets insta-destroyed by those scouts. Lots of jumping here coming from the Flow soldiers. Wonderwall's taken down. Flow are nowhere near the Uber. There's a scout fight going on lower here. Clockwork goes down. Hardblue onto Banny, but Tyrone comes in late to clean it up. Ruin is the only one here in position to fight. He's juking around on the point, but LG take it. Too many alive for Ruin to solo them. And that's a third round. We have now drawn even, and Leviathan are looking very comfortable in the second half.
Yeah, they're just absolutely crushing. They're getting that first kill on mid, and they're riding it all the way to last. Really good play out of them overall as a team, just finding their stride on this map and really making a game out of this after a 3-0 first half.
We are here on this middle. Soup is actually getting a little more aggressive than he has in the past, but Davey jumps into the warehouse. Hardblue is chasing him down. They do not want Davey making a big play from behind here, but Banny onto Wonderwall on top. Banny's on very low life though. He's only 42 health. Nobody's in a position to chase him though. Soup is getting back up in his choke. Huge progression from Clockwork. The bomb from Davey, and Banny takes down Ruin in the choke there. Davey is actually in the enemy sewers here waiting for that health pack, but Flow have backed out to 2. They will have the Uber. They will be able to hold second here if they so choose, but Leviathan are going to get very aggressive through the choke. Tyrone actually jumps up there trying to lock out Flow. He knows exactly where Flow are going to push from. Tyrone's fighting the combo. Uber is popped here onto Hardblue. Hardblue will take down Tyrone, but the Uber is still up for LG. Will they even get the force off? The force does come so late into the fight, and Dave AC meanwhile trays with Wonderwall on the flank. Both roamers down. Shrugger eats a pipe from Banny. Shrugger dances around, gets killed in the end though, and Pure goes down as well. Clockwork with a huge play at the end of that fight, the tail end of that fight. Hardblue also taking down Shade though, so it might not even matter as much, except for the fact that there are now 5 down for Flow, and Leviathan have the point. They're going to rush last. They're going to have to fight Shrugger and Wonderwall here. Wonderwall's playing on the far right side. There's a scout on point. Wonderwall's out of position. The scout is 1v1ing him right now, but he does take him down. Nice there from Shrugger on 3 health to destroy Clockwork, finish him off, and save the round for Flow.
Yeah, and with Banny just spawning, you won't have any kind of trap on the door, so we see Wonderwall already moving up to spearhead this push. Gets a big bomb in, gets a rocket on Tyrone, and pushes the combo back. Meantime, Flow moving up onto point, so this is what they do. They get some kills and they push, but Banny has something to say about that. He's putting huge damage. Everybody Flow's dying. They didn't even get the cap, so it's just Ruin on last.
Huge there. They overcommitted that so badly, and everyone died. Ruin gets Clockwork, but that's the only pick, and it's now 4-3 for LG. They are now in control of this match that seemed so out of hand in the first half. And now it's Flow who have to make some adjustment. They have to do something differently here to counter LG. LG are doing some huge aggression on their soldiers here. Dave ACA is actually just kind of getting in behind, distracting and drawing the eyes away, and it opens up so much space for Banny. Banny quick onto his health pack here. Soup playing behind his rock right now. Clockwork wants to get aggressive. That's actually Sizer, excuse me, up on top of the point. The soldier bombing in here is Hardblue. aggressive onto Banny, but there's a soldier bombing for LG. Both soldiers in, Harblu goes down, but Banny and Tyrone are down. Soup and Sizer down as well. It's 4 versus 3 here. Flo have the number advantage. Davis on 12 health is taken down. I'm looking for Clockwork right now, trying to make that play. Ruin cleans him up. Wonderwall is on Shade in yard. Shade is so weak, 36 health. Can he win this fight? He absolutely cannot. Got off some nice needles there, but Wonderwall finishes him off with the final rocket in his clip. Full Uber advantage for Flo, and they turn this around.
Yeah, we see this Flow classes cycling as they forward spawn. It's going to be a push into last. Probably as soon as they group their classes up, they have time before Shade spawns. They're starting to move, so they're going to deny the ability for Shade to really get his buffs up, and certainly deny the ability for him to get Uber.
Clockwork's watching that middle right door, not really sure if Flo were going to push through there. I don't think they actually even have ever pushed through there in a match that I've seen. In fact, looks like they want to come main here. Clockwork trying to rotate his scope, but he doesn't realize. Harblu goes down. Yeah, another time that a soldier dies early for Flo. And they have had to multi a lot. They're not even killing the heavy as quickly as they should be. Wonderwall goes down as well. Pure down to the pipe from Banny. Leviathan Gaming have a lot of numbers here. Banny is down, but it's just 2 in the fight, excuse me. Shrugger gets a nice pistol onto Tyrone, but Harblu is the only one alive at the end of that fight. He's on 2, he died so early. Have to think that goes differently if he is alive. They could have had so much more spam onto that heavy. And Shade now with the 75% Uber advantage. This should be turned around by LG now.
Yeah, the nail in the coffin for that push was right when that pipe just nailed Harblu. I didn't see what else hit him at the same time because his health dropped immediately from, I think, 200 to 0, so that's a rough situation for Flo. They popped the Uber just a split second after their pocket dies, so they don't even have a chance to back out. They try to make something happen, it doesn't happen. So now it's going to be LG's turn to push mid. They're taking Banny and Shade up along the flank side. They get in, but Banny
take Banny down, he didn't check it, and yeah, Shade is backed up into the warehouse. They can't push without Banny, especially with DrShdwPuppet down. The Uber advantage is wasted. Tyrone down as well. It's just 2 scouts and Shade alive. The Uber force should come out rather quickly here, but I don't think Shade is even in position to force. The Wonderwall goes down, Ruin as well. The Uber is coming up now for Flo. Shade is back up on top of that point. They pop the Uber, they get the trade, but Clockwork goes down. Not what you want to see out of that Uber. They needed Sizer and Clockwork to survive. They're going to try and get aggressive on a Shade here. Takes some good damage, but that health pack will get him out safely. Sizer goes down to Soup. Banny trying to spam the point here, but he's forced back to last. No aggression coming from Flo right now, but they're 6 up versus 4. No scouts for LG. They know that if they push right now, they're probably going to have to fight a heavy coming out of respawn. But it'll be interesting to see if they even do it. Looks like they are gearing up in main here and just going to build Uber.
Yeah, so Flo's slowing things down a bit. They want to make sure that they do this push right and don't screw it up. I don't think I would have minded just seeing them go, because even if a heavy did come out, he couldn't have had a crit buff, but they are ahead on this Uber. I thought it was a bit closer, but power building out of, is that Ruin? Yeah, that's Ruin building there. So now they almost have the Uber. They're starting to move 90%. They don't have many buffs on their team though, so that could hurt them, but here comes the Uber in on Harblu. They're trying to catch Shade before he gets charged, but he's up and safe, tucked behind a heavy, so Shade's gonna get charged and there's no picks. Wonderwall going down. Tyrone manages to find Shrugger, and Soup goes down to DrShdwPuppet as well. Pier, 4 health, needling, and DrShdwPuppet, big rocket takes a 2 players there. Where is Harblu? Can he back cap? I doubt it. He's dead. I didn't see where he died, but he's dead. And that's a wipe for Flo. So even worse result to that last push than that previous one where they dropped Harblu, because Shade managed to get that Uber in time.
And yeah, getting news from our on-site course.
The control point is being contested.
On there, into their eyes, they should have honestly had that, and they just could not pull it off. They are now 35% behind on Uber. Leviathan do have that heavy pushing into yard, though they're going to build on the scout here, finish it off. Interesting to see how they're going to push the heavy into second. It's tough to get a heavy in position on process, I found. If you move him through the warehouse, he has just so much distance to cover. He can't really fight from the lower ground. He has to get on that upper ground, and they are going to do this. Sizer moving up top, but it's taking so much time. You can see that the Flow Uber already at 80%. And Wonderwall does go down trying to make that force play there. LG is playing this pretty passively, pretty slowly. They do get another pick onto Ruin. Shrugger wants to force right now. DrShdwPuppet goes down. Numbers are still even. The Uber comes up for Pure. He's on such low health he has to pop it just to get the force out of LG. But this 450 health stacked heavy is coming into last. There are a ton of stickies in his feet. He's taking so much spam, but it's opening up so many alleyways for everyone else. Banny's getting good damage in. Huge pipes onto Sizer here. He's forced to back up. There's a scout in last doing some work. Clockwork taken down there. Flow looks like they're going to hold the fort for now, at least.
Yeah, now LG... Actually, looks like Flow's going to push out, so I can't even comment about the slow last push, but Flow making moves onto bats. Tons of spam coming in from LG. I don't think Flow's going to be able to move forward here. They're just sending in Wonderwall to make a play, but heavies are good at denying soldiers. Strugger going down to Dave in the meantime. Wonderwall goes down, Dave goes down. So Frag's going in favor of LG, and that's going to be their cue to move forward as they're approaching Uber here. It's going to be basically down to Flow trying to delay this with their Uber in time for their spawns to get in. They're playing it pretty passive, but the numbers are not in their favor, so they don't have spam to force. And Uber's just now popped from Flow. LG still keeping it. They just popped.
Clockwork goes down. Tyrone has no health, and the spawns just came up for Flow. Tyrone is in good position despite his low health, and Sizer's cleaning up. Ruin and Schroeder down. Pure Soup and Wonderwall as well. It's Hard Blue versus the world right now. He takes down 2, but that's it. Leviathan Gaming win and will advance. Flow are knocked to the losers bracket, losing 5 straight rounds in the second half. That's the most amazing comeback I've seen in a long time of watching TF2. Wow.
That was ridiculous. If you watch the second half of that match alone, you'd say, okay, this Flow team's awful. They're just getting rolled by these guys. But after that first half turnaround, I wonder what Tyrone said to his team to say, alright guys, let's win? I don't know.
And you know that this is the big issue that a lot of people talked about coming into LAN, Flow's mental state. I don't want to sound like I'm being, like, a dick to the players, but there are honestly a lot of concerns about the mental status of some of the players on the team, specifically Pure and Ruin. People expect that when things go badly for Flow, Pure and Ruin are going to turn into their less happy modes, get a little bit mopey about the game. You have to wonder if this is going to carry over into their next match, especially since they have so much time to linger on this game. They will not play again for several hours. There's not exactly a lot to do in the meantime while they're waiting besides relive this game over and over. That cannot bode well for them.
Yeah, I hope they manage to grab some sort of delicious sandwiches or steaks or something for lunch, because they're going to need something to tide them over after just dropping 5 rounds in a row. I mean, that hurts. They should have been able to just roll through. They had 3-0 in first half. They were playing well, but then LG stepped it up, and Flow couldn't find any answer. Not even, like, what, they won maybe 2 mids in that second half? I'm not even sure. But basically getting manhandled by LG there.
Yeah, I do have word from Salamancer from eXtv, our man on the scene, that Flow looked a bit upset. Let's get ourselves back up, and it looks like we're going to try and get an interview here with some people from on-site. Big shout-outs to Salamancer and Michael on the scene at the LAN running that for us. Hopefully we can actually get that working. What did you notice in that match, Sigma? Like, how do you turn around a 3-0 into a 5-3 win?
Well, it's hard to put your finger on it, but I have to say the mids, mainly for LG, were just so much better. They lost shade on a couple of them. They did lose mids a few times, but for the most part, they were getting the first kill onto Flow, and pretty much Flow seemed to be scrambling. After they lost their first player, they said, okay, let's bail out of this strategy, and they kind of lost a bunch more picks when they were getting pushed back. I also want to comment on the way that Flow defended too, which was pretty much not at all, but even in times when it was going to be an Uber exchange and it was maybe 4v5 or something like that, so not too unfavorable, Flow was opting to take their combo back underneath to the lobby health pack rather than holding kind of over to the right of the point and using the right side door to back up if necessary. And I find that a little weird because it's really tough to get the Uber into position, and it's also really tough to spam them on chokes. So in a lot of those rounds in the second half, LG could just walk in through choke for free and then pick an Uber exchange on point. I'd much rather see Flow throw a lot of spam down to force the Uber a bit earlier and then pop their Uber on their own terms rather than having to pop in and jump up from lower, not really have any follow-up flash action from the medic on the low ground. But generally they were just reeling so much from bleeding players on mids and pushes that they couldn't find their ground to take any rounds there.
And Wish I could have paid more attention to all of the great analysis you just provided if I did hear snippets of it, but I am
what's up?
arranging a few things right now. Just to let everyone on the cast, on the Twitch TV stream right now, know, the next match is Seriously Bro versus Classic Mix-Up.
Okay, we are in, guys. We are here with the LG members right now, Airon and Sizer, and these two just ended up on the way to victory here against Mihai's Flow in the first round. So how does it feel?
It feels great, man. Is it okay to wear this, or?
We'll just hold the mic up. Okay. That's what we got right now.
It was a good win. You know, we were expecting to just play our game kind of thing. They're a tough team.
We had confidence. We're a LAN team. Whoa, right on in there, are you? Yeah, like we knew we could beat them as long as we stayed confident, stay cool. We knew we were the more calm, more collected team, so we played our game. We played our game.
Okay, so any specific strats that you guys tried to use to maybe shut down Mihai's Flow at all? Anything?
I mean, we just adjusted accordingly. Their team tends to send in their soldiers really deep, and so generally if you can get the early frags, it'll really change the tide of mid. So that's kind of what we did. We just adjusted to every map. I mean, it wasn't like a specific playbook we went to, you know?
Okay.
Yeah, we knew about the double roamer strat. We knew that Ruin likes to feed off the damage after, likes to come in after and get those cleanup kills that I'm well known for as well, I might add. But we knew if we just negated their soldiers a bit, we would definitely have a good chance to win and keep Banny alive, let him do everything else.
All right, excellent, guys. So who are you going up against next? Do you know?
I think it's the winner between Bro and Mix-Up. So that'll be a good match. We're definitely going to be scouting a little bit, and yeah, we'll see who wins.
All right, guys. Well, best of luck. We're going to shut down the Skype interview. Thank you very much, and good luck in the future.